A lot of you have been asking what are exactly the differences between the new outfit, the dragon outfit, and also Born Flawless. And many of you who may have Born Flawless may be questioning yourself if, in terms of ability specifically, is it worth it or not. Yesterday, I posted a very tired Should You Pull review. Not the best. I'm definitely gonna redo and remake that video as soon as I can, but I thought that maybe I should just prioritize this discussion around the ability first, because I can see that, like, I can tell that this is quite an important thing. And if you do love both banners and you love both pieces, and the only thing that you need to know to make a decision is about the ability, then this video is for you. I'll just talk about the ability here and I'll compare both and everything that I've learned from both. And of course, I'm not gonna cover the base archery ability in detail because everybody has those and you can easily compare to it yourself with your own experience. So last disclaimer, this is my personal opinion. This is what I have observed. I'll be just showing the tests and comparison with the cooldowns and effects here on the overworld and also in the mirror arena, so we can see how long it takes to kill the Asaline, purify the Asaline, sorry. But if you want a short answer, in my personal opinion, I think that the Born Flawless is far superior. Not only it purifies Asalines in groups a lot faster, which is way more relevant since we find groups of Asalines everywhere in the world, but also the dash is just unbeatable. There is no replacement for the dash. The dash is extremely fast, and also a massive quality of life improvement. I can't live without the dash. For me to change from the Born Flawless to any other ability from now on, I'll need just as good dash or better dash. And if it's a glide or soar, it needs to be a fast one. Honestly, if you have Born Flawless, you will struggle to adapt to the dragon, at least in my personal opinion, because the timing, like, it's just so slow. It's just too slow for purifying the Asalines around while you're exploring, and too slow to soar around. This soar is fun, but if you have the unicorn, you're also not missing out on anything on that sense. And if you have the crimson chicken, at least you can hover mid-air. But I'll include a little bit of crimson as well in this video. So let's get started. Born Flawless has specific actions. It has a special ultimate. It has the E button, the R button, the normal attack, the charged attack, and also the dash with a shield as well. So this shield is the simplest of them. It consumes 2 diamonds of action here, two points of action. And if you press Q, you get a shield. Now you're protected, you can take more hits than you could, if you struggle and you die a lot, then the shield could be helpful for you. I personally never use the shield, but I don't really struggle with combat. I play on computer, so for me, like, I have that privilege. If you're playing on mobile, maybe that's useful for you. She has a very quick animation, she consumes 2 action points, and she gets the shield. Then we have the dash, and you have the normal dash, which you can just do it like that. Or you can press and hold, and as long as you press and hold, it will consume all of your action to do a super fast dash. And this is life-changing. Honestly, this is so fast, as you can see here. I will do a speed comparison as well in a bit. But you can dash a lot for a long time with this dash. This is honestly, to me, the best part of the Born Flawless ability. Then we have the normal attacks, which you do not use a bow, which is really sad because I do love the look of a bow. But she makes almost like this magic, and each attack is individual, but the final third attack there is a attack in area. So I'm gonna do it very slowly. 1, 2, 3, and the third is in area. And this, because the Asalines are usually quite close to each other, it gets a lot of damage done, especially if you use the E first. So if you have a lot of action points, what you want to do, like your normal routine here, is going to be E to group up the Asalines, and then you do your attack. So this E button, not only it deals damage, but it also does a crowd control, absorbing all the Asalines around to the same spot. And then by doing this normal attack, at the same time that you do the E, then you're gonna do a attack in area in all of the Asalines. It's so good. But again, I'll show you in a bit as well, side by side with our commentary on the arena. Then you have the R button, and you want to use the R button after you use the E as well to deal extra damage. So you use the E, you group them up together, then you use the R, which is this like area of effects arrows. I personally don't use that much either. I really just use the E, and then I do one normal attack, and usually all the Asalines are gone. But of course, you can also do the charged attack. So you press and hold, and it works exactly like the normal purification ability. You just hover over the enemies, it will tag them, and then you release and you deal the damage. That's it. It's very straightforward, very simple. When you use the ultimate, not only you get, super powerful and get the cinematic, you also get half cost for all of your actions. So I'm gonna use the ultimate here. And she will deal a lot of damage in area, and now everything is cheaper. So I can use the E, I can use the R, and I can of course dash a lot as well. So you can use all the things while you're ulted. It gets like this filter on top of the camera, and you can also use the Q to do a special plunge attack. Instead of your usual shield, you're gonna do a plunge on the Asling's direction or the location. So when you use the Q during the ult, you will automatically teleport to the nearest Asling and deal damage on him. So it's a very practical, it cleans up the all of the Aslings around, and it's quite good with the dash as well. Here you can see the cooldown, so I'm gonna put the cooldown time on the screen as well, but I'll also do the side-by-side comparison a bit. Then we have the dragon, and the dragon also has an ult, also has a special plunge during the ult. It also has the dash, but not similar to Bonfallis. It does not have a shield. It has the normal and charged attack, a E button, and an R button. So let's go over all of them. For the normal attacks, it's exactly like the normal purification. You can just shoot, and it keeps shooting straight, and there is no special attack here. If you charge attack, it's just a normal charge attack. However, if you use the E button, you will glide, and now your charge attack has a special attack, which you can press and hold and not do anything, and it will keep shooting the Aslings. This is nice for, for lazy combat. You don't need to do anything, you just press and hold the button and things happen, essentially. But as you can see, the speed is nothing special. It is actually quite slow, in my opinion. So it takes a long time to clear up a group of Asling because of that. It's just almost as if you were spamming the button for the normal attack, but instead you're just pressing and holding instead. So if you don't have Born Flawless, this is helpful and a quality of life improvement. But if you do have Born Flawless, you're gonna probably not use this. Then we have the R, and the R is the wings, the gliding. So you can glide, pressing this button, and you enter this half cost state for the E. So if you press E and you use the charge attack, you're gonna do that special attack as well. You can attack normally, but it consumes your action points. So I'm gonna immediately fall down, and you can see it lasts for a very short time. So you can press R and glide, but if you only have the 2 action points, your glide will be very short. And as you can see, it's quite slow as well. So you only glide for very, very slow speeds, which again, if you don't have anything, the glide can be a nice bonus. It is more like a unicorn ability rather than a Born Flawless ability. I do have the unicorn as well, so I'm gonna show you very quickly. So the unicorn does tons of things, but one of the things is the soar ability. So you can press G and you can glide. And it's exactly the same as the dragon banner. It is just the same height. You cannot control much, and it will last for a short period of time, but it helps you traverse the map when there is like a canyon or like multiple spaces like that you need this. So I'll use the R again for the gliding. It will consume 2 of my action points, and as you can see again, it's very slow. You can press the space bar to go 1 floor up, or you can press it again to go 1 floor down, and you cannot press and hold, it doesn't make any difference. So you can only change your height in these 2 options. You cannot go further up, so you cannot fly upwards really. You can only go up and down very quickly and just for a couple meters there, and that's it. Then we have the dash, and the dash can be pressed once as normal like this, and if you press and hold, it does not make any difference. What you can do, however, is press the dash very quickly twice, as the button kind of indicates as well. So if you press very quickly twice, you have a faster dash, but the duration is the same as a normal dash. So I'll do it here for you. That's it. So I didn't stop the dash. That's the duration of the dash. And the same dash can be used while gliding as well. So if you're gliding, you can press twice very quickly and you do a little dash. But that's it. That's the whole speed boost that you can get while gliding or running. So really, in my personal opinion, especially if you have the unicorn as well, the only benefit of the glide here is moving upwards once, but it doesn't make that much difference in the overworld exploration because of the height of the rocks. I'm gonna show you here. So sometimes it can help you traverse, but sometimes it doesn't really make a difference. So I'm gonna glide, I'm gonna press up, and here it works. But if you go on a taller rock, it will obviously not make much difference. So you get stuck like that, and if you don't have like a small step beneath you, it doesn't really help you that much. And then we have the ultimate. So I'm gonna ult here. You have super cool cinematic, the best of all. And this ult deals a crazy amount of damage. You will enter the glide state immediately. You can use the E, you can press and hold your charged attacks. It's really cool. Once you ult, it's amazing. The ult has a very big cooldown, almost a minute and a half. But if you are on a boss fight, for example, then that's really, really helpful. You can just ult on your boss and then press and use the E and then press and hold, and the boss will die very quickly. And that's I would say, the only advantage of the dragon abilities in comparison to Born Flawless. The only problem with that, in my personal opinion, is that we only fight bosses like twice a year. While what you really want is to clear the map of Aslings as quick as possible as you are exploring the overworld. You don't really find tons of bosses everywhere. Unless they change this and they start adding many bosses around the map, and these bosses have like crazy HP. They did add 2 bosses in the Boneyard map, but nobody knows if they are gonna keep doing that in the future. It's not like the game is fully focused on combat or anything like that. So it's like there is advantages and disadvantages, but I would say that my experience with the Born Flawless on a daily basis is better because one, I have the dash and I can run across very quickly. Second, I can eliminate the Esselings very quickly as well in the groups that they are around the map. For the dragon, it does have super unique pieces. Like in terms of outfit, the dragon is so much better if we're talking about like aesthetic and stuff like that, in my personal opinion. And the glide is really cool, but the problem is that you get deprived of the amazing dash that you have with Born Flawless. If you don't have Born Flawless, then this is a massive upgrade. But if you do have Born Flawless, you're probably not gonna be using the ability. I equipped, like what you could do is, if you love the dragon you're pulling for it anyways, you can equip each one of them in a different wheel for different purposes. So that's what I personally have done. And that's my personal solution for this problem. If you really love the dragon and you do have Born Flawless and you're trying to like convince yourself, you can just equip them in different wheels. So in my main wheel for the overworld, I have Born Flawless because that's so much better, so much faster. I can eliminate the Aslings immediately with my crowd control situation, and I can also use my super special dash and all of that. So when I have to glide across, like when I'm exploring the Boneyard and there is like a massive gap or there is a river, then I just do this. I press and hold, and then I change to the first wheel. On the first wheel, I have the dragon, and usually I do have the action point, and I just glide across, and maybe I use the double dash here, and I cross the river. And then once I'm done, I just exit and I go back to my beloved Born Flawless ability. So you could do that, you know, there's nothing stopping you if you really love the outfit and you really want it. It's not like it's going to be a massive waste. But if you're thinking, oh, the dragon may be better than the Born Flawless, even though I have Born Flawless and I'm gonna pull just for the ability when I like the flower banner more, then don't worry about it. You're not missing on out anything. If you don't have any abilities and you don't really care about the dash, then you can go for the dragon as well. Personally, I can't live without this dash. To be honest, like this is the main difference here. Like this dash is just such a massive quality of life improvement. There is no, you can't beat. And if you have the unicorn and you don't care about the dragon, then you're also not gonna miss out on the gliding, because the unicorn gliding is better than the dragon gliding anyway, so you're fine on that as well. And we also have the Crimson Chicken ability, and the Crimson Chicken is better than the dragon on that point because it doesn't have a time limit. For the dragon, once you glide and you wait the time to be over, you will stop gliding, and it already consumes 2 action points by default, so you really don't have that much time available to glide. While the chicken is permanent and free, you can just stay hovering there as long as you want. You can also use it while building home to not have the gigantic blue flower in your way. Although, just keep in mind, they are going to toggle the visibility while building very soon. I think in update 2.7 or 6, they said that they will be, will be able to make Nikki invisible when we are building, which is going to be a massive life change, and actually made me decide that maybe I'm not gonna pull for the Crimson Chicken on the rerun, because that was actually my main issue with, like, the main reason why I wanted that ability. So yeah, just keep that in mind as well. And I hope this comparison of the abilities help you make a decision. But again, if you can, try to wait a little bit, see what other people are talking about the different pieces, about the different outfits, about the abilities. Like, definitely get more opinions if you're really indecisive. Don't waste your polls immediately just because you really are hyped at the moment. Always good to wait a little bit and inform yourself a little bit. But I hope that this information, this comparison helps you with your decision. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of the members and patrons who support the channel and make these videos possible. And see you on the next one.
Ryan Little.